Oh, I am undertaking, I'm going to move this, Junk Journal Madness, June with I Totally Love It. I haven't got very far because I've been catching up with another one, but I really want to crack on with this and see if I can get as much of it done in June as it's the last day, or at least very close to it. So this was the first, this is the one was a 16-page zine that I put together. And the themes were, I believe, remnants, leftovers, and 15. So these are lots of kind of, some of the pages were leftovers that I wasn't sure what to do with. Some of them I really do like, but I thought they were a bit of fun. I have 15 beads, so that was something that was off there. I had wallpaper, that was a big tick off the list. Again, remnants. I had colouring pages, that was a big tick as well. So they go in there. More journaling spots. I believe there was side tag. Made a side tag. And that was from I Totally Love It. It's coffee website. So I've got a nice journaling spot there. I have picked, I have packs of these, sort of similar colours, and I picked number 1 and 5, but I can't remember which one's which now. So anyway, I have 3 random packs of remnants and leftovers. That was that. So ignore those there. I'm going to see what I can do with these. Okay. These were pictures. So my son did GCSE photography, and it was a soft one. He had to pick it. In England, at least, you have bands of GCSEs made up, so you have to try and pick one in each band at least. So he managed to get all his favourites, but he had one left over that he had to take, so he wasn't sure. So I just said, we'll take for photography because at least you can have a little bit of a mental break and enjoy some beauty. So that's what he did. Anyway, he wasn't sure what to do, so we're playing around with close-ups of things, and I completely forgot I had this SD card with loads of close-ups, and somewhere he had been practicing before he put his work in for his exam. Anyway, these were my ones. I can't remember what that's of, but I like the texture of this. Anyway, that's my necklace. And then when I go abroad anyway, I try and take pictures of different things at different perspectives that people don't see often, because I look at tiny details. That's part of my autism, and it, I see the little things. I can't even remember where these are from, to be honest. I think this might have been in Amsterdam. There's a museum that I popped in very, very quickly. It had Banksy in it and quite a few other artists. Anyway, they're good fun. I thought they'd work well with my crazy thing. I've decided that this is going to be a memorial thing. I'm going to pop it away. I'm going to put it in tissue paper and pop it away. So that one is, that one can be, I've got lots of photographs that I've printed out. Grandma and Grandad. I love how I was printing out photographs of people and they've come out quite ghosty. Like, yeah. So I'm trying to see who I'd like to put in this one first. I've got loads of my granddad. 3 printed out of the same one for some reason. Yeah, okay. Just trying to arrange them. Okay, so that is all my great-grandmother and granddad. I think, is that the same picture? No, that's when they got married. And this is when I remember, pretty much last remember them, I was about 6 years old. That was their golden wedding anniversary. This is my nan here, you can barely make her out. It's my Uncle Bob. That's my Auntie Janet, I think, but different Auntie Janet, married to my great Uncle Bob. So Walter and Dorothy Higgins, Walter Weeks, his family came from Biddenden. She was in Rootham at the time, in Kent. When I was 6, I couldn't remember. I didn't know why I had so many granddads and grandmas when everyone else seemed to have just 2. But I was lucky enough to have, at one point, if I'd been born a year earlier, I would have had a great-great-great-grandfather. Is that right? Granddad, great-granddad, great-great-granddad, yeah. Harry Weeks, who passed away, like I say, about a year before I was born. So we had quite a few generations, they're quite close together. This is, I couldn't remember, my nanny. This is my great-grandma, Dorothy, said I could call her Nanny Dolly because I couldn't remember why I had a great-grandma and great-granddad and great-great-granddad, and it was just very confusing for a 6-year-old. So that's them on their wedding. No, that's not. I don't know who's. I think this is my mum down here. I believe this is my mum. This is my great-grandma and granddad getting married. Whoever they are, getting married at the same place that they got married. So if you see, it's pretty much the same. It's the same. There's a little bob in the wall. So that's my great-grandma and granddad on their wedding day. And this is seeing them, I think it must be great-grandchildren. I don't know who this must be. So that can't be mother and daughter the bride, because this is that's their grandchildren. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I'll have to ask. Anyway, they are going in here, and I'm going to write about them as much information as I can. I'm not going to write now, but I am going to tidy these pages up just a little bit. Not a great deal. Just take the edge off because I don't like the printed bits there. And then that would be fine for me to go in. I could, if I want to, journal on the back, but I think I've got lots of journaling space. Or I could just glue them together like that. Might glue them together like that, actually. I will see. I'm not sure I've got enough memories, unfortunately, to add in there. But there we go. That can go in there with that. I think that fitted in, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. No, I've got to make it a bit smaller. Okay, that's fine too. Lots of journaling spots. Whoop. And the bar. Okay, so that's that one. We're just about to hit a heat wave at the moment, so we filled up the pond at school the other day because that was looking quite desperate, unfortunately. And we've only got 3 weeks of the school year left. All the children are getting a bit cranky. All the teachers are getting a bit cranky. It's too hot. I'm glad we don't live in a permanently hot space. I'm not sure how I'd cope with that, to be honest. So I am going to use, I think, what else should we do? Do a multi-pocket, a corner tuck. Oh, did I pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh no, I was ignoring, wasn't I? I was ignoring it. A belly band. franking paper. I might start a franking paper. I don't know what a triptych is. I'm going to have to look at that. Snippet roll. I need to start a snippet roll as well. Some really good ideas here. Pocket with a window. I might do a pocket with a window. I'm just going to see whether I can find a envelope. I know I've got lots. Well, technically I haven't got lots. I'll try not to. Pocket with a window. Okay, let me keep looking over here. Be back in a second. All you can hear is rustle, rustle, rustle. Now I like the pink, but it's not a whole window, it's not a whole thing. I could use it maybe like this and glue. You can have a little pocket there, could cover that. And we've got a whole one. I haven't got that many actually, it's quite surprising. What have I got anything that's a bit bluey? A little bit bluey. Oh yeah, I forgot I made that one. What was that one for? I totally forgot. Was that my pocket with the window? That was my multi-fold. Oh, that turned out gorgeous. I forgot about that. Right, so where was I going to put that? There maybe. Oh, I already feel ahead. Right, so there, I'm going to have, that can be my belly band there. Perfect. Perfect. What kind of belly band could I make? That one goes well. Oh, yay. Okay. Right, nice and easy. Rip. Rip. I don't like this bit here. Rip. Okay, those two bits can go in the bin. I'll keep that bit for something. Now, oh, I don't know what's going on with me today. So I need this to be a bit smaller. Thinking, how wide is this? About there. Okay, perfect. And then I can do 1, 2, 3, fold. Nice simple one. One, 2, 3. Just make it nice and strong. That is using up quite a lot though, isn't it? That is wasting a considerable amount. Okay. Like that should be enough to make a little belly top. It does, right. Okay. Need to make sure it's smaller at the back than it is at the front, otherwise it would stick out. Now do I want to rip this top a bit more so it looks all a little bit more jaggly? don't mind that. That's good. And blot the end, of course, because I like my ends blotted. I feel like I'm one ahead already. It's great. Remember, I need to make a pin to go in here to stop it from drying up. Oh no, this is my PVA. This is my Bostik one. That's why. I haven't used this. Don't know why it's dried up then. Perhaps someone's being cheeky and used it. It wouldn't surprise me in this house. Okay. Put there. Okay. Now pop that on the page here to hide this, whatever this weird thing is here. And so with a belly band, obviously we only need to glue the edges, otherwise it won't slide in and out. I'm going to pop that. Shall I pop that on the top there so we can still see our, it's quite lined up then. Hold that for a second. I could put something on this as well. Okay. Should dry quite quickly. Now what can I put on here? I've got this bird that was just there. Again, trying to use up remnants and leftovers. And some of these I've made. What's that? Is that too big for that? Could be okay though, couldn't it? A bit boring that side. That one's a bit more fun. More remnants. That goes well. Sometimes more is less, or less is more, whatever the way that you want to say it. Set it back to front, didn't I? Let's see how it looks with the, I did a multi-fold, I think. Is that what it was? Oh, flip out. Okay, yep, flip out, but I also use handmade papers, an envelope with a window, so that one's already come off. I can do another one. That's fine. Perfect. I'm just going to see how that looks with that there. I'm going to go out that way. Okay. Kind of about there. There. And then that one. Or that one. I think I like this one. Okay. That was a nice, easy one. Woohoo. Does need to dry. So what have I got? Yeah, this turned out really well. Lovely little journaling spot. Here and here. Quite a few places to write there. It's amazing. That one's quite feminine, I think. With a little bit of gothic behind it. Okay, I love that. So let me see where... Who am I going to put in here? Okay, Cousin Kimmy. Let me tell you about my Cousin Kimmy. Cousin Kimmy had diabetes. They couldn't control it. They just kept removing parts of her body. And she decided at the age of, I think she was about, I'm guessing, 40, that she'd had enough. Took herself off her medication, took herself off the emergency bed support thing and laid on her sofa and passed away. She lost her foot, her leg. I think she'd lost her other foot. She'd had her skin removed and replaced on various parts. She had a couple of fingers removed, and when they decided that it was taking her hand, it was just too much for her. They couldn't control it. And she was one of those people that spoke her mind. She said what she wanted to say. If you didn't like it, tough. And I find that admirable. Like I say, someone with autism, I don't like the messing around. I don't like small talk. I like people being real and blunt with me, which I know some people find offensive, but I find it truthful. She was just amazing. We'd seek each other out at parties and weddings, and she'd always be gossiping about someone. But I loved her, and we were very close in age because she was the next girl down, and we didn't. I was the only girl for quite some time, so it'd always be me at weddings that would be the bridesmaid. And I do recall vaguely when she came along thinking, yay, someone else can be the bridesmaid. But she had this red hair, and as you can see, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was like a copper penny. She was so shiny, her hair. She hated it. She used to dye it darker. But she was funny, and I loved her, and I miss her. So that was Kimberly. Cousin Kimmy. I'm sure we all have one of those. One that people find a little bit too brutally honest. But I love her. I loved her. She was amazing. Anyway, that's that one done. As I say, I'm going to write in this, but at the moment I'm not going to, because that's my private things. Shared quite a bit already. So next I've had, what did I do? I've already ticked that off. So I need a double belly band, a horizontal belly band. There we go. Nice and easy. Off you go. So that one's done. Next I am going to, what did I say? Who am I going to do it for first? Okay. Some of these are really quite hard to think about. I have trouble with, well, there's another picture of my Kimmy. Not sure whether to put that in there. Actually, I might put that one in there. So this is my cousin Kimmy with my nana. So when it comes to grief, I kind of, I'm in denial for a long time, and it's a weird one for me to process. So I might cry a little bit at the funeral, or unfortunately I'm someone that laughs at funerals, usually because that's the way I cope, and I found something funny about that person that's reminded me, oh, that's not going in. She's being stubborn. Kim, get in. Yeah. And I do remember laughing at my cousin Kim's funeral, which, and crying like a gerbil. I cried like a gerbil. But not for very long. Poor brothers. One of them came back from the army and he didn't know. He hadn't been able to process it until the funeral, and yeah, that was it. Oh, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, laughing at her funeral was because I remember going up to stay with my auntie when I was about, I'm guessing, between 11 and 13. It was just to babysit for a little bit and here and there, and she lived in Scotland. So I went up and babysat, but she, you know, I wasn't on my own. Obviously, it was just for a few nights here and there. But it was something to do in the summer holidays, and Kim was 6, I think, and we shared a room, and I had an absolute blast with her. I do. I remember it so well. And the first day I went there, see, I had my Walkman. I had the first day I went there, I put my suitcase down on the bag, obviously, because going from Kent to Scotland, I went on my own. That's when I had a ticket. You had the conductor looked after you. Had a ticket on me saying, this is a lone child. Could you imagine it now? The strangers would just be off with her. Well, actually, not now. I mean, anyone could have taken you even then. I mean, things haven't got worse now, honestly. They're just reported more. And I say this as someone who works in child protection. But, yeah, so I went up there in Scotland, put the suitcase down, ready to go and have a cup of tea, because I've always loved tea. And went up there about 10 minutes later. My cousin Kim, who was 6, had opened my suitcase, was eating my sweeties and playing my tapes on her Walkman. And I've got this picture that I snuck of her. I just went, Kimmy, and she looked through the door, and I took this photograph on my little disposable camera. And I have got that picture somewhere. I'll have to find it. But she just made me laugh. I said, are those mine? No. With a great big sweet in her mouth, blown out. Bubble mouth. No, not mine. They're not yours. It was funny. And even though we didn't write or text or any of that thing, I felt close to her. And I don't think that is, being close to someone isn't always about literally being close with them. Being close to someone means that you love them and you let them go. You know, you can not hold them accountable or hold judgment upon them because they've been busy and they haven't seen you for a while. You realise that these people also have life, and you love them anyway, regardless. You love them for what they can give to you, when they can give it. That's, to me, is being close to someone. Anyway, that's my little thing. So my next one, I'm going to do what have I got? I did say an envelope, didn't I? An envelope. Pocket envelope. Okay, I'm actually going to use that. Can I do that? Is there something else I can nip off there? ID card. ID card. Now that one's a good one because I do have my great grandfather's ID card somewhere. So I'm going to photocopy that. I think that could be going quite well. Pocket envelope, I think, is the only one. Was there not? There was another tuck spot, I'm sure. Pocket with a window. Envelope. I'm not sure what the difference between a pocket and an envelope. I will find that out. Oh, I had vertical bands, didn't I? Bands. Tuck spots. Come on. Where am I going? Tuck spot, tuck spot. Ooh, getting hot here. Corner tuck. Oh, I'll find it somewhere. So I'll do this way, I think, this time. Somehow. And then pop that in. Okay. But who am I going to pick next? I quite like this one, but then that means I wouldn't have a lot to write unless I put the people on the inside as well. So I could have 2, couldn't I? I'm trying to think here. I think I might choose this one. Okay, so I've had the tuck spot that way. Oh no, okay. Try and do something so it's a bit far apart actually. Oh, what about this one? Okay, I'll do this one. Next it was some bits and pieces, receipt papers, book pages, embossed items, paper dolls, items from punches, texture paste, photo corners, greeting cards, brown paper. I will find something. I think I might do my I'm going to do my uncle, my father-in-law, John, who was in the fire brigade for 25 years. When he passed away in January, he has died from, I'm going to say it, melaphalasomania. I can't say it. It's a type of asbestos, which he was careered exposed to that. And it's crazy because now we think of the uniforms now compared to what they were. He had the traditional kind of fireman's Sam with the blue trousers and the tunic and the yellow plastic hat. This was his dress uniform. There he is. And he was in there for 25 years, and then of course you get retired out. I think it's like 50 or 55. But and he made it to, I think he was 84 when he passed, or 86. But he was completely and utterly fine up until December. Mid-December he was going shopping and, you know, taking himself out driving, and then suddenly he passed away on January the 6th from this asbestosis. So I don't know how much longer we would have got out of him, bless him. But we think about firefighters, how heroic they are, but they might not give their life then, but they've given their life later on in life. He's had colleagues that he's worked with that have passed away just after they retired or just before they retired, so they might, like I say, they might not lose their life in a fire, but they might lose it later on because they've been in fires. He outlived his wife by about 20 years, Barbara, which I'll talk about another time. John here, his father was called William. However, Barbara's father, his wife, John's wife, was called John. Her great-grandfather was called John, and her great-great-grandfather was called John. So Barbara married a John. Oh, I shouldn't have made that small. Barbara married a John. Her father was a John. Her granddad was a John. So, yeah, it was quite funny. And we do have a Jonathan, is my son Luke's middle name's Jonathan. But I do wish we had called him Jonathan now, just to kind of pass it down. Steve here is, Steve, that's my brother-in-law, does not have children. And John was an only child, and his wife Barbara was an only child. So we had 3. This is my husband Dave. We had 3, and that's what we have left. So I was going for this one. Okay. Get in there. Right, this here. What am I going to do with this? This is too big, I think. So I might cut this, but then I do like the pink one, like I said. The pink would go better. If I find the pink one, where are you? Oh, I'm not going to find it, am I? There. Okay. Oh, well, that works well at NHS. Okay, could do that. But then you don't actually see the pink, so it's a bit pointless, isn't it? No, I'm going to turn that into one of them. Okay, and I can write on this as well. Okay, so what do I need here? I need to decorate this. I am going to try and find my crazy paper I made with the cats and things on it. I don't want the cat one particularly. I do, however, would like the ones with fire and things on them. That would be nice. So I'm going to rummage again. Ha ha ha, I have found it. Okay, I could do the cats ones. They did have cats. She was completely and utterly obsessed with them. However, I'm sure I've got a better one than that somewhere. No, is that it? This one? Fire axes and clocks. So you might not notice that one. Maybe that one as well. A bit too much. I like this one. This one. Okay, so I'm going to literally rip and glue and see where I come with that. See where I get with that. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, it's hot in here. Now, I do not care that it's not precise, okay? That's not how I work. Not today. There we go. So I'm going to glue that on, and then I'm just going to see where I go with that. Let's move you over a little bit. Okay. Oh no, move you over some more. Nope, that's fine. Okay, so let's move that off there. Why am I doing that? I could just rip. Really, Laura? Really? Okay, so that's going to be a basis. Rubbish. What have I got in here? Let's see. Gold. More wallpaper. Ooh, paper bag. Oh, I've got that. That's nice. That is vivid. That is quite spicy. I think I might put that behind there actually on a card. So we've got some of this, which would be our tickety tick. Where are you? Tick tick. And be paper bag, I think. I've got photos, that can definitely come off. Off paper, tracing paper, vellum, notepad, recipe, newspaper. Paper bag! Woohoo! You know, I like this overlap, but not maybe that much. I'm going to take a little bit off, side off. Wonderful. Now what have I got left? So I've got that, I've got that. I did like this. This was paper, brown paper bag. So that was I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm honest. I might just leave that. Let's have a look what else I've got. Piece of card. No, that doesn't go, does it? No. Okay. Ooh, lots of scraps here. Let's see. Lots of scrap. The snow cream? No. Ooh, gold tag. I don't know why I've kept some of these, if I'm honest. That's quite a nice little pockety thing. That's true. Ooh, could put a bookmark in. He did like his books. Building. That's quite apt, isn't it? But it's just too big. Little Christmas tree, because obviously people, you know, they were family. Don't like that. Yeah, I might have 5 actually, because you know that's what he wanted everyone to do. That's what he lived for. But, okay, I might put a bookmark in there as well. I'm going to put a 5 at the bottom. It is so hot in here. Perfect. Don't think I want too much. Do however like this pattern here. A bit smaller. Okay. What have I got? Rubbish. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. I don't know why I've kept these tiny pieces of green, I'm sure. It's a bit strange to me now. Okay, there. Let me put these bits back in there. Perfect. Now, I would like to put some music on because he did love his music. see if I've got a better piece of music scrap somewhere. If not, I can start a new piece. It's very exciting starting a new piece of music. Paper. Woo! Exciting! New music paper. I think I'm actually getting close to running out. I haven't got that many sheets left. This one is gorgeous, look. God Save the King. I love the colouring on that. I think that's something, I think I need to match that up with something. Trying to find something with lots of notes on it. Or something maybe that's, oh! Yeah. I love this. Okay, I'm going to keep that. And I love this, random sort of piece there. Is perfect. Okay, so this way, upside down. There. Sort of about there, I think. There we go. Can you see the little fire axes? That's what he left with, was a fire axe. Farewell Serenade. Absolutely must go on there. Somewhere. Not the number 6 though. Don't need that. I think it's very straight. When you don't quite rip it straight, it's quite hard to get these little bits off, but sometimes that helps with the pattern that you want to create. See, even these little tiny bits I could use. Not sure about the number 6. But there we go, number 6 can go in the bin. I have nothing against number 6. There, but I think I need to age them a bit. And this. That's better. Okay, Farewell Serenade. There. Ooh. Oh yeah, let's see. That's where I coloured my hair the other day. Now I'm stuck with it. It's great. For a little while at least, anyway. Now let's see if I've got a nice flower, because my father-in-law loved flowers. He loved gardening. He had a beautiful garden. It's just been sold and they're still looking after it, so well, that's nice. So I'm finding that randomly quite hard to deal with. I'm hoping the person who bought it is going to be a keen gardener, but there's nothing, you know, I can't tell them what to do with the garden. It's their house now, you know. It's their house. Just seeing, oh, look at that. Doesn't go with anything. Ooh. It's getting hot in here. Let's see. That's nice. I like that one. Too much. That could go. Yep. Okay, start with that one. I think that one blends in too much. That one. It's Hollyhocks, I think. I like that. I like that one. Okay. I say these were remnants that had been thrown in a box from someone that was going to throw them out. So, but yeah, I'll have those, thanks. They be mine. Okay, happy with that. So now I'm going to make a little pocket to fit in there, a little not a pocket, well, a thing to fit in there. That's two. It fits nice, but it's a bit small. I'll make that a bit taller. I'm eyeballing. These are off a new bedding. Oh, didn't I get the curtains too? Okay, I think I need to get curtains. They've had their curtains for about, I don't know, 10 years now, so I think it's definitely time they had some new ones. Perfectly. Oh, I do like that as well, though. Ooh, I like that. I like it. I could cover the top, couldn't I? Okay, just trying to make that straighter because it's not very straight at all. You like it, happy accidents happen. Happy accidents happen. Okay, and the last bit of that, or I could introduce a new one altogether. A little bit of that. And cover it with a gold. Or with this. I don't know why I'm determined to use this. I sort of am. Maybe because it's bright yellow, I think. Whew. And then that needs to come off roughly about, where did that fit in? That was so funny. And so that needs to stop about where that does. About there. Okay. Let's go. About there. And that's a nice little journal spot too. Could put something on there, couldn't you? Okay. Something here, although you're not going to see it quite so much. Where have you been? You are? First one. Again. The first one. I love this one. And that was him. He was always grateful for everything. I don't know whether it's because he saw some horrible things. I mean, obviously he has. He didn't really chat about it very much. I'm going to put his name there when he passed away. But yeah, he would have I know he's seen horrible things. We talked about a couple of things towards the end, but nothing. We took his secrets with him, shall we say. I like the roughness of this. I think this one's a bit too big here. So I'm just going to crunch that off a bit. So now where did I say he was going in? There. Come on, John. There. Okay, so now I need some tape. I've left cardstock. Great. Oh, I've got some tags here I made earlier. Here's some I made earlier. How's that looking? Oh, I like it. Right, let's have a look at our fun things. Oh, there's my table from the other day. I like the mushrooms. That one. Oh, I think I'm sat on that one. Doing well today. Not too indecisive. It's great. I need a bit more glue. It's because it's drying. Okay. Did I put the pictures away? Is he in there? Yes, he is. Oh, I feel like I'm going a bit balmy. There. Okay, and with this tape's not that sticky, so I'm going to put that one there. Okay, perfect. I love that one. That turned out really nice. I do like that. Now I have to buy some curtains to match. A little space where I'm going to put his memorial, when he lived to, some writing space on the back of that card, obviously. Writing space here, writing space there. I can write some more in there. I've got loads of journaling spots in there, so that one's turned out. I like that one too. It's hard to say actually which one is my favourite. So I'm going to do one more because I think tomorrow I might do another one for catch up. Not sure, I might do this one maybe. Let's see who I have to remember. Oh, where's he gone? I think I'm going to do my granddad. Now my granddad is my step granddad. My granddad was around before I was born, so he's always been my granddad, even though he's my step granddad. He's Australian. He arrived in Australia a couple of years before I was born. Met my grandmother, who had split up, and they got married. It was very quiet. He's always insisted his pictures are never on any on any social media. He's very quiet about things. He won't let people look at his pictures. However, because he said he was in trouble in Australia, because I am also a researcher. I've been a genealogist for as long as I can remember. I'm the family tree keeper. I'm the family secret keeper as well. However, tiny bit explosive. My granddad is not the man he said he was. People are going to be in denial about that still. This is my granddad, and he was actually in the newspaper. He was part of something in Perth, but I'm not going to give that up because, like I said, there's repercussions. But I'm just going to say TWU. That's him. This is my granddad, Robert Cowles. You can research that yourself if you really want to. He was, I think, a bit of a tyrant. And he put a whole different persona on around my grandmother. He became pretty much a different person. So he's a very complicated man, I think. I might use this one actually because this is quite a complicated page. He was quite a complicated person. But nobody believed me, all the research I found, and it's there, but nobody wants to look at it. Anyway, that was why I think he didn't like me very much, because I knew. Well, I don't know if he didn't like me, just didn't engage very much. Did shout at me a few times for no reason, so he was a complicated man. However, on the other side of that, he was also very hard working. He was loyal to his wife, my nanny, Queenie. He was very defensive of them. And I do remember some young times when I was younger, he was like Santa. He'd always sit me on his knee and would have sweeties and things. So there was definitely two sides of him. In the end, he had, I believe, Lewy body dementia, and certain things did come out. So there we go. Anyway, that's him, because we don't live our lives in great joy all the time, do we? There are things that are like, ooh, I didn't know that. That was a bit scary. Anyway, so I like this page because it is quite complicated. You can see there's little leaves and transfer prints. It's like, this was a leftover thing. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this. So I'm going to see what ideas I can use for this one. I have got paper bag. No, I've done that. Let's start with this side first. Pocket with a belly band. Have I done a pocket? A gusseted item. Well, that could be fun. If I can make, you know what a gusset is, it goes. So it could, multi-fold tag, I think that was what I did there. A waterfall item. A cluster. Pocket with a window. Pocket, not rectangular. Corner tuck. Could make a corner tuck, couldn't I? Corner tuck, how about there's so much choice now. Journal card. Tab item. Woo! Staggered pockets. Okay. I think I have some of those actually. I think I have some that I've made already. Let's see what I've got. That's staggered, isn't it? I like that as well. That's two-way tuck thingy. That was a weird one. That's staggered. Don't particularly like the pattern on that, so I'll change that. I'm just going to look to see if I've got any more pockets I can make. I do. I have lots of pockets. I've forgotten I'd made these. That's why I've been putting them in. That one's different. I'll do some yes, some complicated pockets. Perfect. And it's staggered, so yeah, I've got loads here. I forgot I made these. I need to use these up. Okie dokie. So I've got ruffle. Okay, perfect. That I don't like that at all. So that I am going to cover this as well with this bit here, I think. I like the apple. I need tagsy. I have made some tags already. I'm going to see whether they go with what I want. 1, 2, 3, 1 plain tag. It does fit. Perfect. And that fits. So that's good. Or does that one look better? Which is better? That one, I think. I think I might just trim it down a little bit to fit in there. I'm going to ink that around the edge. Perfect. Feels like I'm cheating. I'm going to cover this bit because I don't like that very much. Okay. Let me trim this just a little bit, so it's a little bit smaller, just a tiny bit. Okay. And ink around the edges. Why did you do that? So I've got lots of German spots here. Wunderbar. This I'm going to cover, like I said, because I didn't like this. But what colour did I choose? I picked that one. That was greens and reds. Greens and reds. I remember that. Could use this again, couldn't I? I've got enough to cover up. I do. Goes well with the apple as well. A little bit thinner. Perfect. And then I've got to fold that so that meets there. Tinky bit off here. And go down there. I like it when I've already kind of made something. I feel like I can just steam through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to print everything off and talk about them because my printer's run out of ink. Well, at least I think it's run out of ink. I'll have to have a look. Okay. Put them there. Perfect. This needs something. This needs something. Quote or flower or stamp or picture. No. No. Picasso. Okay. Okay, I can't get those back in, so that's going in there. I have got him. Randomly, I think I'm going to use either Picasso or flower. That cut. Completely two sides of the... Or my lips. I could use that. That goes well with the red, actually. What? That is really random. That's to remind me. No, what you said was not true. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got to cover that as well. No, you lie. You're a vampire. Do not trust you. So I have some paper there. I did. This is a bit of my thing that I ripped off, so that should fit. It's not a nice journal spot, of course. Eyeballing's probably not. Oh, that's perfect. I've got a little bit there. Decorating glass. That's fine. I don't mind that. I'm running out of this, so I'm not going to dig that out today. I'm going to put this. Oh my goodness, it's so hot. It's so hot. Rubbish, rubbish. Could I put something there? Hide that? Just seems a bit random now, doesn't it? I think I'll just leave it. It's fine. Or a little bit of green. No, it's fine. I'll leave that. I'll leave it out saying decorating glass. So that would be my version 4. What did we have? Staggered pockets, I think. Staggered pocket. Right. There. In with... Where did the complicated one go? There. Okay. No, I could have it so it goes that way instead. Or that way. But... Or a tuck spot at the bottom, which makes it a bit more complicated. I think I might have it going that way, actually. I'm going to find a... That one goes quite nicely. And the stripes. That's quite nice, but it's too thin. That one goes with that one. So I'm going to have a down flap, I think. Ooh, that was a quick one. Okay, so multiple pockets. I can put more tabs in if I wanted to. Multiple pockets, lots of journaling spaces, journaling spot on the back. Here you could probably write on if you used, I don't know, if you wanted some secret kind of writing, that might be a good idea because you wouldn't be able to see it very well. It wouldn't be very legible to read, so that would be quite good for that actually. Obviously his pictures. I am going to print off more pictures to go with them. As many pictures as I can find that I like in there. That one, perfect, multiple pockets. Who am I going to do next? Have I got time to do another one? How many have I done today? That one. And that one. and that one's. So let me see. I don't know what the time is. I'm not sure I really care, to be honest. Here's my mother-in-law. I want to leave a lovely one for that one might work actually. So this here, I think I'm going to do a book page pocket, multi-pocket item, zigzag pocket, tuck set, a page edge, staggered pockets, a floating or sliding pocket, a master board, corner tuck. I haven't done a corner tuck. Okay, I'll do a corner tuck, I think. I'm going to see if I have another tag already made, maybe a big one. If not, I will make a big one. I have that one, but I don't think it goes very well. I'll make a big tag. Okay, so corner pocket. What am I going to put in the corner pocket here? No. I do quite... I might hide this a bit, actually. Could I have that as a corner pocket? Does that work? I like this. Because I don't like this page very much. I don't think it would count, would it? Okay. And I'm going to go for the rough edgy pieces. Okay, move this again. It always seems to be moving everything. This is going to need to go on a card to make it a bit more sturdy, which I've got here. Does it fit? Ooh, just about. If I turn this down a little bit more. Okay. Leftover card. So I don't have to worry about where I'm gluing this at the moment, because this is going to be the stabilising piece. So that doesn't matter exactly where I'm gluing that on, because this is the bit that I need to worry about gluing. Oh, it's hard. Okay. That was a bird. I don't know what bird is shouting at what or why. Okay. Again, I think I'm just going to rip this a little bit, make it a bit roughy. The glue's not coming off with it. We've just had a review of our for our kitchen, and it's come out double the cost. I don't understand how's it gone from 7,000 to 15? That makes no sense. No sense at all. So that's going to be my corner tuck there. Okay, so to make it a corner tuck, I need to just glue here and here, not all the way around, otherwise it won't work. I know this looks a bit weird at the moment, but I'm hoping it won't in a bit. Oh, I don't know why I'm sticking that down. It's not going to stick, is it? What are you doing? Why am I trying to stick that bit there? Okay. Then I want a large piece of card. I think I do. How's that? That's too. It's not large enough. Okay. I'm gonna have to rummage in my card box. Ooh. This is perfect. See how big I need it to be. About there, I think. Okay. It's quite hard, actually. Which is the bit I don't like the most? So we need to cut it a bit more that way. Oh, but then I'm cutting off. Wow. Oddly, I think I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to decorate this at all, and there'll be a reason why, I'll tell you. I need to find my hole punch. There it is. Crash. So links here, I'm sure in lots of places. I swear I'm not advertising. It's quite popular with a certain demographic, usually boys, teenage boys, young men. I have no idea how long people use it for. My husband still uses it, and he's 50. Anyway, so this is aimed at a younger boy who happens to be, he's already passed as well. He's my cousin. He was my first cousin. I think he was killed about maybe 10 years ago now, I should think. Yeah, it was 10-year anniversary in August. So he had gone out to a party. He'd had far too much to drink, and he decided to walk down home, and unfortunately he walked down a very, very busy road at night time. It was, I don't think it was a motorway, it's a major A road, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he got killed in a hit and run, and they never did find the car that happened to, despite extensive looks. And I've run out of paint. So that was my cousin Carl. I'm gonna print him off there, but he, you know, he didn't really get a chance of life before it was taken. So I'm going to print off when I get a chance, when my printer's there, any pictures I've got of him. And of course I got regret because he was homeless, and he came from Tunbridge to the homeless hostel next to my road, and I was trying to help him. I helped him as best as I could, but I couldn't have him in the house because he had issues, and I had young children, so I didn't really want that, obviously. A couple of days later he went home, went out with his friends, and that's what happened. So that was hard to deal with, that guilt. Like, everyone gets it. If I'd helped more, but you know, I did the best that I could, I think, now looking back. on. Oh, he's not going in. He doesn't want to go in. So that was a good reminder, actually. It'd be 10 years. That is a horrible shock. If anyone's ever lost someone in an accident like that, it's I think possibly the worst way, because you don't get to say goodbye. There's no, it's just instant, you know, it's gone. That's it. Nothing. You don't get to say goodbye. It's hard. Anyway, so this is the Lynx one for him. I don't know, maybe I should cover that. Would it be fun with this? Bit of yellow. I don't know. I'm going to think about that one. But I like this because it's, you know, he's teenagery boy. He's not a teenager, he's 21. But obviously we're still in that phase. I might put that there. Or is that too crazy? Cole had autism as well. I'm going to see whether that fits there better, because it goes well with that. Right, let's see. Let's see. I have a bee buzzing around. Yeah, I like that. It's crazy. I'm going to rip this side a tiny bit. Give it that nice edge that I like, that ripped edge. Okay. I should not glue on top of the page, because obviously if I get any glue on here, that's it. It's going to glue together and you're stuffed. But I do, every time. And then I moan about it that it's stuck, because that's me. Because I'm strange. Yeah, getting that phone call is like, you just don't believe it. You're like, what? No, don't be crazy. And then, yeah, it's gone. I wouldn't want to wish that shock, that emptiness on anyone. It's just, it's horrible, quite frankly. Okay, so I need to pop that back through again. Hope I get the space right. I could just punch a hole, couldn't I? No. Get a pen. Perfect. And then back through again. Whoop. There we go. Okay. I need some that's too thick, I think. Oh, the green would work well. I remember saying I didn't like the green for another project, but that would work there. And a very long tag. Yeah, I think he needs to go big or go home. Carl, you can have a massive tag, mate. With a massive ribbon. Okay, in there. Random, crazy, love it. So something here, and maybe something here. Quote, definitely. And here another one, because he was a bit sort of crazy. I like that. Have you heard the story of? Okay. Is he still there? Have you heard the story of? He is. That goes well, doesn't it? Have you heard the story of? And that's my story, or his story. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yummers. Yummers. Man, it is hot. I'm going to rip a little bit of that there because I don't... Love that. That one is a bit different, isn't it? Too much? I think that kind of actually softens it up a little bit. I want it to be like teenagery, but not. A bit, you know, so it's cohesive. I don't think it's very cohesive at the moment. Oh, yeah, that's it. Like a dandelion puff. It's just blown away. And this is for the flowers that are left on the side of the road. I believe there's still a memorial there, but I don't look at it. I haven't been. I don't think I want to. It's not very far, but I just don't think I want to go. Okay. Wondering if I should have inked this up a bit. Okay. This has come a little bit loose there, so I need some glue on there. That needs to have a weight put on it. Perfect. One thing here. Okay, that one. Definitely, because you never know where you're going to be. Okay, that one is a bit different to the other ones, but I have this just, you know, it fits him. I'm not sure if it fits the pages, but it fits him, so I'm okay, because there are some colours in there that go. So where am I? So page I need to decorate. I've got 1, 2, this one's done, 3, that side there, that's one, that's my giant tag, I've got that one, I've got a few to do. See if I can get 3 more done tomorrow, but I'm happy with how that's coming on. Anyway, so that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and hoping I'm going to join in tomorrow. Have a good day.